Give me a second. Sorry about this. I was thinking I was going to be streaming on. I was thinking. I could flip it maybe. Yeah. I thought I was going to be streaming on YouTube, and that did not work out at all because I'm using my phone with a freaking app. So, yeah, I'm trying to put it back on the tripod. Give me 1 second. Okay, I can't. I need a. Hello. Give me a second. What is. I'm so tired right now. Holy shit. Okay. Oh. Okay, well, fucking. Yeah. What? Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm not at all fucking. I'm so tired. I've been trying to do this since 10. No, wait. I don't think I got around to it till 11:30. Like, I've been setting up everything, like my outfit and shit, for quite a long time, and I think that is going to have to be moved. Which sucks. With the app, it wasn't like that. Hold on. Give me a moment, because I need to see if this is working or not. And I can't see from here. And once I have some sort of eyes on the prize, I may actually be able to see what's up. I'm live, asshole. I'm live. Streaming. Yes, I am. Goody. Okay. Really? Does it really have to be like this? Why is it not dark theme already? Oh, hey. There it is. Cool. All I'm getting is... Oh, hey. It is me. But from before. Crap. How far back is it? Holy shit. Oh my god, this is so far back. This is lagging like a motherfucker. Well, I'm here. Okay, so let me just start this out for like, I think it's the third time. Holy shit. Yeah, so I did a video essay, not a video essay, Jesus Christ. I did a stream on YouTube, and it was like how to give a video critique without being a dick, basically. Okay, thank you, Mix. So, I decided that I was going to critique two people. I was going to critique a creator that I liked and somebody that I didn't like, because I wanted to try my, my outline out, I guess, and see if I could abide by it. I've been waiting a very, very long time to do this with Xanderhal, at least, because I wanted to do a follow-up to his debate with Corvidae. I thought that there were some things that were left kind of on the table and that weren't explained, like what the ableism was and why it was an issue was kind of left there. And yes, the fact that, like, if you tell somebody that it's, you're being ableist and you should stop, that's great and they should, but if you don't explain why they're being that way, like how they're being that way. They may do it again later in a different way and not really realize that they're being problematic. So I thought that I could explain that, and then more stuff happened, and a lot of drama started kind of following Xanderhal around. And I've been watching him for a very long time. I actually found him through Vosh, um, and I've like watched him since he was like, I think since, I don't know, cameras ago. That's all I can say. Um, so yeah, I'm a fan, but I'm also older and I have a lot of life experience that I feel like I can lend to this. And when I decided that I was actually going to do a critique on two people and one that I don't like, and um, that will come later because I was gonna do it tonight, but wow, it's been a night. So, when I decided that, I went back and I started watching a lot of, you know, the Xanderhal debates, like all of them that I could find. I wasn't able to find the Twitch ones because I'm not really familiar with Twitch. So basically, what I am seeing now is, it's kind of frustrating right now. I won't lie. I've gone through your debates, Xanderhal, and you are actually a really nice person when you're in a debate with somebody. And then things happen, and it seems like you just it seems like you're angry right now, and you keep getting pushed to be angrier and angrier. And I think that started when you got tagged dirtbag left for associating with Vosh. Like, I remember a time when I was watching you when you didn't like the R slur and you didn't use it in your videos at all. Like, this was, back in the day, and you told your audience that you didn't want to use it, that you didn't like the word and you didn't like the association with the word, and, you know, respect, you know. So you're using it a lot now, and it kind of feels like you're lashing out because of, you know, it kind of seems like ever since you got tagged dirtbag left, you keep getting things added on. And the thing is it's not all in people's heads. Like, it's not all the woke scolds just making stuff up, okay? Like, you are actually doing things that merit criticism, but I don't necessarily know that anybody has come at you in a way that you can feel is good faith. So I'm going to really try here because, again, I'm a fan. I haven't criticized you on Twitter. I hit you up in DMs. I let you know that I was going to be doing this out of respect. I mean, that was a long time ago. I wanted to do it then. But things keep happening. I'm poor and I'm working with a lot of second-rate equipment, so anyhow, I wrote down a list. And I wrote it down in a notebook like a total boomer because I actually like the Word program and I can't afford to put it on this computer. So what I did is I watched all of your debates I would say the Corvidae and the Izzy debates I watched at least 10 times. Yeah, I hyperfixate, but it can be actually a good thing. And I watched your debate with Aaron from Re-Education. I can only watch it a few times. No offense to Aaron from Re-Education, but I don't feel like that was the best approach. But I really do respect him. He's a great creator. And then I watched your debate with Cancel Couture and Cool Dogs. Oh gosh, I'm still watching it because I decided that Cancel Couture and Cool Dogs would be the people that I would criticize that I didn't like. So anyhow, stuff out of the way. One more thing, just so you know, I am mentally disabled. like, mental illness is not a big deal, but I wander sometimes. So I will try not to do that with you because I know that this is already 10 minutes long. And oops. So, yeah, we'll just get into it. So, there's arrogance versus confidence. Okay. I don't necessarily think that you realize how arrogant you can come across to people. Vosh had the same issue, and he's kind of toned it back a little bit. Um, I think that that's the reason that the Vosh and Mexi conversation slash debate went off the rails so bad, is because he projected a lot of confidence, but it was overconfidence, and it came off as arrogant. Like, I don't know if it's different to a male audience, or, it just, or, people that think like that. Like, I don't, the people that think that you have to be alpha or whatever, I don't know if it comes off differently to those type of people than to the type of people like Maxie who are, just very kind of like, we should listen to people and be empathetic and stuff like that. It didn't come off great. So, and that comes up with you a lot. Like, you'll be like, my name is Xanderhal. I'm, a leftist. Oh God, now I'm forgetting stuff, which is another thing I do. I'm not a perfect person. Holy shit. Um, it's the way you introduce yourself. A lot of times, you will say that you bring a lot of people to the left, which I'm sure is true, and you will go, into detail about how much good you do for the left, which is fine. I feel like people who do good don't have to keep reminding everybody else that they do good. Like, you don't have to say it, I mean, you can bring certain things up if you feel like you need to. But it seems like you're very defensive about your place because people have told you that you're not, they've told you that you're not welcome in the left or whatever. And you don't have to be defensive about your space, just own it. Like, you also don't have to tell people that, you do so much good for the left that, like, they need to sit down and just accept when you screw up or whatever, like, or that you speak better for certain communities. It can come across wrong. I think that, yeah, life experience does count for a lot, with certain things, and I don't think that you can just brush over that because you have facts. Because the thing is I can relate this to your debate with Izzy Bear. When she told you that you can try and relate to what it's like to be trans, I really felt that. I'm not trans myself, but the mental illness thing, it's that's how I've explained it to everybody. It's not something that you will ever understand, and you can try, but even amongst people, like my whole in group, we all have mental illnesses, like my entire in group, and we we get each other more than neurotypical people would, but we still don't 100% understand each other because you just can't. Like, it's a, your brain tells you lies, literally. So the ableism stuff is a big deal. And it's not necessarily for the reasons that you think. I don't think. That's the whole core of a day thing. But I am jumping, my bad. I was recently told I have ADHD and I never knew it, so yay. And I'm not medicated for it. Maybe I should be. But yeah, so people that do good don't have to keep bragging about it. You don't have to brag about it. You don't have to earn your place in the left. You could work on being better at being in the left. And on that note, let me say, hold on, because I actually want to look up a definition really quick. So, you are a utilitarian. I had this actually open on my phone, but since I'm using my phone, the doctrine that an action is right insofar as it promotes happiness, and the greatest happiness of the greatest number should be the guiding principle of conduct. And you say that this is you. Apparently, there are 3 basic principles of utilitarianism. Pleasure or happiness is the only thing that truly has intrinsic value. 2, actions are right insofar as they promote happiness, wrong insofar as they produce unhappiness. And 3, everybody's happiness counts equally. So I would say that it is in your best interest, if you want to be morally consistent, to drop the R slur. Because I know you can. You've done it before. When you decided that you should probably stop the ableism after the Corvidae debate, you didn't do anything else until your road trip with Lonnie. Like, I don't ask. Like, it's not like I sit there and I like categorize, you know, like I don't sit down and write down the things. But I noticed, like, I was like, holy shit, like he just popped out with the R slur and called somebody autistic too. Like, and he hasn't done any of that in forever. What is happening right now? And I thought, well, you know, he just got out of his house and like it's freedom or whatever, you know, like I remember that feeling. So I thought, well, hey, see what happens. Just don't freak out about it. Because honestly, like for me, the slurs are less the problem than the assumptions about what the stereotypes are the issue for me personally. But I know that the words do hurt other people. And the thing is the way that you bring up the words and the context that you bring up the words, especially with autistic and, you know, actually saying certain disorders or whatever. I should say neurodivergent. I'm trying to learn this, okay? Like, this is not in my lexicon. So, but yeah, the way that you use these things, it has a measurable effect. The thing is it has nothing to do with just hurting your audience. There are also people in your audience that aren't autistic that will get the stereotype, the underlying stereotype, and they'll think it's right because there's no one around to debunk it, really. Like, people that don't have those issues, there are a lot of questions that you don't ask because you don't ever have to think about them. Like, you don't have to. You said in the debate with Corvidae, for example, I believe it was the debate with Corvidae, my brain is not exactly functioning well, that you thought that the best thing to advocate for people that had a disability was access to healthcare. And that's definitely one thing. Sure, yeah, it certainly is something that people need. I am fortunate, and it's weird. I'm fortunate to be disabled, like, because when I got it a very long time ago, I was lucky and I got both Medicaid and Medicare. So most things are covered. I mean, that I have a book, right? So there's a bunch of things that, like, you know, disabled people have. We still have problems like access to healthcare. If you're actually disabled, you usually get access to healthcare. Getting people on disability is a huge issue in the first place. I knew somebody that had cancer. He had a feeding tube, and he wasn't mobile or anything, and he couldn't even get on disability. So I mean, yeah, it can be rough. I got extremely lucky, or I'm really stupid and I don't know it. It's one of the two, maybe both. I don't know. Anyway, the point is it's not just access to healthcare. You are missing so much, and the thing is that's cool. you can miss it. But if you're not going to educate yourself on it, then understand that people might take offense to some of the things that you say and some of the casual ways that you say it. And it's the same thing as, the casual way that you talked about the genital preference thing. And when Izzy Bear explained it, I understood it. And that was a big deal because I didn't really get the problem before. But, like, yeah, I got it after that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And it seemed like you got it too. Um, and I don't really recall, like, I was off of Twitter, okay, during all of this. Totally off of Twitter. I think I looked around the time of the harem drama because I was curious and like everybody had deleted everything, so I was like, okay, well, whatever. I'll wait until the receipts come out, and the receipts came out, and I was like, okay, so um, yeah, I don't know exactly what went on between you and Izzy Bear, but like you guys had a really good conversation, and then you just started like bagging on her, and I'm like, I don't know if like more Twitter beef happened between you two, but like I really enjoy those kind of conversations that you have. You're one of the few people that is a quote unquote debate bro or like dirtbag left that will sit down and have a conversation with basically anybody and be really cool about it. And I used to want you to be more like Vosh when you debated people, like actual debates, like go hard. And then I kind of started enjoying your method. I was like, you know what? He does things differently, but like, yeah, this could work. Like diversity of tactics, we need it. And that's why it's part of why I'm making this because I really think that you're like kind of spinning your wheels around 50K and you don't have to be. I think it's more the way that you've been lashing out lately. I mean, you've been dropping the R slur pretty hard, and again, it doesn't really offend me, but it seems like you're dropping it not even you're just dropping it on random people, like even lefties, and I don't get it. Like performative cruelty was all of that was supposed to be against Nazis and shit, and you're you're not using it like that. It just it seems like it's more of a tactic now to get people talking and get people mad on the left, and that's not gonna grow your audience. Like you have to if you want to look. I mean, Bosch got lucky with his the hell is the name of that site? God, I went on it for like 2 seconds. It's that site's horrible. TikTok, right? So he got lucky with the TikTok, viral video, and he's been getting subs, and he's been changing up the way he does things because of that. And he's kind of tamed down a lot. And, he's been watching the way that he says certain things and, like, who he offends. I mean, yeah, he goes off sometimes. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm totally, like, 100% on board. I called in once, actually. He was calling Nazis mentally ill, and I, tried to say why that was bad. And we had sort of a conversation. I was super nervous. He was super nice, though, and he ended up understanding where I was coming from. It's not really that he was calling Nazis mentally ill. That was my issue. It was the association. Because you're putting, like, you're associating racism with mental illness, which isn't a thing. My apologies, I get cotton mouth. I have to take a lot of meds, and it sucks. So, I'm trying to say the Nazi thing. Sorry, I had to regather my head. Okay, so you're associating, racism with mental illness, which no. If if some racism pops out when you're having an episode, which is possible, that racism was already there. Like that lady in Central Park that tried to say that she was having an episode when she called 911 to report the guy who was asking her to leash her dog, the bird watcher. Yeah, she wasn't. Mm-mm, she wasn't having an episode. She was just trying to get out of it. So I told him that it wasn't that I thought he thought that, but he was giving his audience the impression that Nazis were, I mean, that racism and mental illness could be conflated, and also that, most people see Nazis as frightening. A lot of people see mentally ill people as frightening because they think that we're responsible for a lot of violence. They think that every mass shooting is committed by a person that's neurodivergent, which actually isn't the case. Only 25% of mass shootings have been committed by neurodivergent people. There's a lot of research on it, and actually, we have more violence committed against us by far. By far. I will be doing videos on that. Oh God, I need to speed this up a little bit because this is going on a long time. I didn't mean it to. So basically, what I keep seeing is okay. So I went off a lot on that. Okay. You use inductive reasoning to explain a lot. And how do I say this? This is going to come across as super condescending, and I am really sorry. Like, I don't know how old I look, but I'm a lot older than you. And so as I've been watching you, like, at first it was weird watching you because you're so young. And then I thought of you as kind of like, like when you were talking about, like, you ate hot dogs on bread and you needed hot dog buns. Like, I kind of wanted to, like, just be like, come over, you can have some, like, actual hot dogs here. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of wanted to just bring you home and feed you. And it was, yeah, super weird. I know. Like, sometimes I get sort of maternal about people. Leave me alone. The point is to sound condescending, because I've thought about this for days and I can't think of another way to say it. You don't have the life experience to use inductive reasoning the way you keep using it. You don't seem to know what the limits are. You don't seem to understand what the boundaries are. Like, there are boundaries for people. Bringing up abuse, that is a boundary that you don't cross. I was in an abusive relationship when I was younger. I don't have a problem talking about it. I don't have a problem with other people talking about it. However, if I put it in my bio, it's because I want people to know that I've been through some shit, and maybe, like, hate, they can come talk to me about it or whatever. Like, and it's the same reason that I put my diagnoses in my bio, is mainly to let people know, like, hey, if you're talking to me, I might just fuck off and do something else, because I'm really, like, super introverted usually. This is still kind of introverted. Like, I don't have a crowd or anything, so it's like kind of just, me hanging out. But you've kind of used that a lot, that inductive reasoning, and the place where you screwed up the most is the Caitlin Bennett. It's gotta be Caitlin Bennett, right? Gun girl. The gun girl thing. Like, you said that you cannot fathom that anybody that is not neurodivergent could take a gun to a college campus and think that's fine. It's the US. Yeah. Like, 99.9% of people probably that are gun owners, like, they don't have a problem with this. She may not be uh, you said you didn't think she was a bad person necessarily. I'm pretty sure she is. She can be stupid and a bitch. And yeah, I'm gonna say bitch because she just is. Like, the things that she's done, to me, just triggered the fuck out of me, unironically. So yeah, I don't have any love for her. But when you break that down, what you're giving your audience is the assumption that nobody that is not neurodivergent could go onto a campus with a gun, and further, nobody could go onto a campus with a gun and shoot people unless they were crazy or unless they had some sort of mental disability. Do you see where that kind of gets into some yikesy areas? Like, I mean, that's the assumption. And it's not just you. That's the thing. Like, it's not at all you. Like, most people think that way. If you're neurotypical, you never think to ask certain questions. And that is fine. Like, there are so many questions that I am sure that I don't ask people that have physical disabilities. Bo made a great video, Bo the Fifth Column. I know you know him. I certainly, he radicalized me. So, um, but he made a video about, he was in a house. It was getting remodeled. The guy that was doing the doors, the framing or whatever, was measuring the doors, and he was talking about taking them out and making them wider. And everybody in the room went, "Why?" And they were like, "Well, we're making all these houses wheelchair accessible." And it like dawned on me as Bo was making this video about it, or like as I was watching the video, it dawned on me like, why aren't all houses wheelchair accessible? Well, capitalism, because if you're in a wheelchair and you have to move and you have to like get all this stuff done, it costs a bunch of money and you have to hire a bunch of people instead of just having all the houses like that to begin with. But I never would have thought to ask. Apparently Bo wouldn't have either, because he was surprised. All his friends were surprised. Like, if this isn't your life experience, you shouldn't have to ask. That's the thing. We should be more open to talking, but a lot of us can't. I am just finding my voice, and I'm not sure how effective it's going to be. I hope it gets better. I know I've got issues staying on point and stuff like that, and I'm long winded. I'm Irish. I don't know how to make a long story short, so that's probably not going to change. Um, but yeah, it's stuff like that. And your use of autistic also seems to indicate that autistic is akin to spastic. Like the Paul Watson video, or I believe the first time that you started using that language again, when you were on the road trip to California, you said that was a meme, I think, about some Nazi that Vosh debated. It was like some donation or something, but it was, I think, chuckling like an autistic something. I can't remember what the rest of it was, and that implies spastic as well. And I mean, the spectrum is wide, my guy. Like, it is super wide. So yeah, that's not my experience with autistic people at all. Like, Vosh has autism. Is he spastic? No. Like, I mean, and those stereotypes, do you have them? Your audience may have them. And the people in your audience that don't have them, that hear you say that, are starting to, like, they're starting to conflate the two things. So it turns into something bigger and something worse. And I don't think it has to. Um, this is why I say, like, also the cycle of abuse, um, talking about things like that, talking about people's mental illness. These are things that I don't feel, these are personal things. You have to start understanding the difference between personal, and this is okay to talk about. And yes, if people put it in their bio, technically, or say it on Twitter, technically, yeah, it's out there. It's free to talk about. And now, the thing is it moral to talk about it? What are the consequences of talking about it? Because you're a consequentialist, right? So let me look that up because I am a little bit rusty on that one. But I believe that that says that the morality of something is in the end of it, as in the consequences determine whether it was moral or not. And it seems like if that is the case, your consequentialism is kind of turning into the consequences are that people in your audience are starting to equate things that don't go together, or they're starting to get ideas in their head that they know that they can say these things to people and get away with it. They can call people mentally ill online because who cares? It's just somebody on Twitter. The thing is I don't know if you're ever going to see this. I really don't. I like you as a streamer. I watch your streams. I did not watch tonight's stream because I am very averse to seeing or hearing people get sick. And I had a feeling you were going to. Maybe you didn't, but it is what it is. So congratulations, by the way, on 50K. But yeah, I mean, I don't say this to start drama. That's the thing. I will say 100% that I know that I'm name dropping here to try and get attention. That's, it's for a good cause. I want more people to come to my channel because my channel is mainly going to be about the things that you don't think to ask about disability. Not you, but like you, like the royal you, whatever. The things that people don't think to ask about disability and the things that they get wrong. And it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. So it would be really awesome if, like, people name searched you on, whatever, and found this. Like, I don't know if I can even keep this thing. Holy shit. Can I keep this video? I don't know. I'm used to YouTube, but YouTube wouldn't handle my sound tonight, so I'm doing this. Okay, so a couple more things, and I will try and make it a little faster because this is carrying on just a bit. I'm about to rival CC. Sorry. Speed. You go really fast. Like, this is what messed you up with Essence of Thoughts video, which not trying to dip into any drama there. But the I believe it was a 4-part they did on Contra, and I believe that, yeah, you started on the first one and you were going through it so fast that you missed something. And that happens a lot. Like, you just don't hear something, or you miss it, or, you're speeding up, you're talking to chat, you're looking at chat while you're doing this and this and this, and you think that you're catching everything, but, like, you're dropping a couple of things and you don't notice it. And most of the time it doesn't make a big deal. Like, doesn't make a difference at all. But every once in a while there's that essence of thought moment, and it blows up and turns into a lot of drama that, you could easily avoid just by slowing down a little bit. You keep referring to ADHD, I think it is. I was just recently told I either have ADD or ADHD. I'm not really sure which is which, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, my therapist is super sure that she has me written down for that, even though I'm super sure that I tested negatively for it, so I don't know, but whatever. She's insistent. One of the things that I looked up, which is interesting, is memory. My memory sucks. Like, holy shit, dude, I can't remember a fucking thing. And it was so bad at one point that, like, I mean, it was compounded by medication on this point, but I have had this problem for a while. Um, I could watch a movie, and the next day I could swear on a stack of Bibles, pass any test, and literally thought that I had never seen that movie. Like, I'd never even heard of the movie. Holy shit. And that is how much my brain just, like, it just wiped it out. It was gone. And that's most of my past, to be honest. Like, I remember, like, big events sometimes. But yeah, like, I don't have a whole lot of memory retention, and neither do you. So you very well might be neurodivergent and not know it. Like, when I started looking up the ADHD stuff, yeah, I could kind of see it with you. Like, I'm not trying to armchair diagnose you. Like, I really think that it seems like you're doing better. Maybe you could go and see if anybody, like a therapist or whatever, works on like a sliding scale, because it does help to like know yourself, I think. So I mean, I'm not saying that you do have it, but you bring it up a lot, so I don't know. But your memory does suck. Sorry. Like, holy crap, does your memory suck? Um, you used Vosh's coconut analogy. I felt like this is a very easy way to give this critique without like offending you, because Vosh's coconut analogy is, the dick sucking analogy. Um, you forgot that it was Vosh. You thought that you heard it that day, and Vosh had used it like over a month ago. I went back and looked, and I was like, holy crap! That, like, wait, this is like, I think you attributed it to somebody else, like Destiny or something. I don't know. It was super weird, and I don't remember when it happened, but like, this is something that you do a lot. So again, this is like, okay, you've got arrogance, you've got assumption, which is your inductive reasoning. Like, you assume a lot and you put it down to inductive reasoning. You've got too fast, you're too speedy. You've got memory issues. Um, Pronouns. This happens a lot with pronouns. So what you have to do, if you want to fix it, okay. If you don't want to fix it, then none of this really matters, right? But like, if you want to fix it, you just have to kind of be like, okay, I need to go to Twitter and just look at their pronouns every single time, like, I mention somebody. I need to do it. And if you can't remember that, I don't know, like, write a note somewhere that you'll see it. Now, that might not work for you. I can write a note and stick it on the bathroom mirror, and I'll take the note down the next day and not read it and just throw it away and forget that I put it there. Like, what's this piece of trash doing on the mirror? Huh. So, I don't know. I don't know. You have to figure it out. Like, everybody's different. Um, you do have some genuine misunderstandings. Um, the woke scold reclamation argument that you had with Izzy Bear. She said that you couldn't necessarily reclaim it because you weren't reclaiming it as a badge of, and wearing it as a badge of honor. When you had that conversation, it was clear that, like, it was just a misunderstanding on your part. Like, you really thought that you could reclaim it yourself, and like, it would be like the way that I use queer to, you know, say, like, this is my sexuality, I'm queer. Um, and it doesn't really work that way. Like, you have to, the marginalized group has to reclaim it, but you didn't understand that. So some of it is genuine misunderstanding. And when it is that, I would say learn to listen a little bit more. Maybe take notes, not just in a debate about what you want to respond to, but about points that you want to remember that they made, that you think that you can improve on. Because again, your memory is going to be a problem. Um, you might want to ask Lonnie, like, um, my partner is well aware of my issues with memory, and if anybody asked him, he he would have some words about it. So yeah, I mean, if anybody would know, you know what I mean, it's her. Um, Don't name search yourself. Holy shit, dude. Stop name searching yourself. Like, you name search, you quote tweet some, like, 5 follower Andy and, like, make fun of them. And, like, they're never going to be a threat to you. I know that sometimes engaging in this behavior is fun. I've done it myself. Sometimes sometimes letting that kind of stuff out online can be cathartic because you don't see the victim. There is always a victim. And you have to understand that people have actually. This is going to sound hyperbolic, but this is always what I try and think of when I'm having a conversation online. The person on the other end of this is a living, breathing person that has life experience. What if today is the day that I say the thing that pushes them over the edge and gets them to commit suicide? This is always a fear for me. I don't really know why, but I kind of wish it was a fear for more people, because I feel like if more people cared and thought about people in that way and cared about their mental health that much, to think about them even when they're in the middle of a fight and just be like, you know what, I'm going to disengage. This is not worth my time. And the person may just be having a really fucked up day. Maybe I'm making it worse. So yeah, I mean, it's a possibility, right? Like, you can just disengage. And if you never name search yourself, you're only going to get your ads. So I think it would be healthier, to be honest. Like, if I ever get, to be 50K or something, I'm sure I'm going to name search myself. But the thing is, can you name search yourself without quote tweeting people and making fun of them and starting drama with little smaller people? Like, can you do it? Because if you can just name search yourself and go, oh, that doesn't matter, then that's fine. But if you can't, you probably shouldn't. Like, and it really does just start drama for you and everybody else. Like, I'm trying to be like, I'm trying to have a come to Jesus moment and, like, bring everybody together. So everybody does it on Twitter. You're not the only one. Yes, I think everybody has name searched themselves at some point or whatever, if they got into it, or they'll go around a block to see what the person's saying. We all do it. It's all in how you handle what you see on the other side of the block, my guy. Like, I look at your Twitter feed and a lot of it is just drama, and it's drama baiting, and it's really not necessary. I am really drawing this out, and I'm sorry for that, but I do hope that eventually you might see this, if I can save it. I'm not sure I can. And yeah, let's see. You listen to your audience too much. Now, hang with me. I'm almost done, I swear to God. I'm going to try and go through this fast for real this time. In the middle of a debate, you will look at your audience and you will see how they're reacting to your opponent. And if they're reacting unfavorably, you act one way. If they're acting favorably, you act another way. It's very weird. When you got done with the debate with Izzy Bear, it was like, holy shit. Like, as soon as you got done, you were reading all the comments, and a lot of people were like, bad faith, bad faith. I didn't see any bad faith. I think that we have fucked up the concept of good faith versus bad faith. Like, now any mean thing that people say about us on the internet turns into bad faith. Like, I do it too. And it's one of those things where you really have to, like, dig deep and go, okay, let me listen to this whole thing and let me really think about it on my own, by myself. Like, you have 50,000 people that can influence how you think about a person. They have a lot of power over you, just as much as you have over them. I mean, maybe not as much, but certainly some. a good bit. And if it's a crowd, if it's the majority of people saying something, of course that's gonna affect you too. So you have to be aware of that. Like the parasocial relationship, it's super so interesting that we explore this because it's new for us, for everyone. Like we're all kind of in this bubble and we're trying to figure out what it means. And it flows both ways on the internet. Like when you have a Discord or when you have a GG or whatever, like when you have a website, when you have all of your people sitting there and you're talking to them, they're talking to you, you're influencing them and they're influencing you too. It's flowing both ways. So you have to be mindful of that just as much as you're mindful of what if I say this thing and my audience starts believing it. There's a lot of responsibility in that. And you have taken a lot of responsibility on your shoulders for somebody that's as young as you are. And that is admirable. And again, I really want to see you get bigger numbers and start branching out a little bit cuz I don't know, it's like you've tried lately but you haven't done much research and it kind of feels like you're stuck in a loop. So it might be something to think about. Like your sex workers um, thing, like legalized sex work, decriminalize. Like unless something's changed in the last, I don't know, I think year. I used to follow a lot of sex workers on my old Twitter account, and it is definitely decriminalized. And there is a major difference, and there are major reasons that I'm not going to get into because I'm not a sex worker, but they do understand the reasons for that. It's safer. So, yeah. And the disability stuff is just talk to somebody. Like, bring people on that have like these issues that might have some research too to share with you. Um, I think if you branch out, I think it could be really cool. I would really like to see it, to be honest. I, I, I'd enjoy seeing like you dipping your toe into other subjects was actually super interesting. Like I think you crossed, the U.S. and you came on stream and started talking about something, and it was like, did he read theory while he was in the fucking car? Like, it was so weird. You actually are super intelligent. That's the thing. And it's a thing I think a lot of people might miss because you're goofy and you joke a lot and it seems like you don't take a lot seriously. But when you apply yourself to something, you pick that shit up like super hardcore and it seems like it's easy for you. So like dive into those interests, man, and like broaden your horizons because I'm telling you, like when you're passionate about something and it's not passionate about, drama, you're really great to watch and you do bring people over. I can see that. So yeah, branch out, whatever. Let me go faster. Redefining terms and moving goalposts. You have redefined the word woke schooled, I think, 4 times now, or 5. I'm not sure. It's I would say between 3 and 5 times, just to at the outs. Um, you can't keep doing that. You kept redefining it so that the person that was critiquing you for it in the debate had to shift and they were like, oh, okay, well, that definition's better. I can understand that. So you shifted to make it better. And the thing is I don't think you realized you were doing it. Like, it did seem like an on the fly thing. I didn't get any, like, I didn't pick up any manipulation off of you. I think it's just a thing that sort of developed as you went on, but I don't think that you realized that it was so obvious that you were redefining it in such a major way. Um, and I think that that's why the debate with Aaron fell flat because you cycled through a lot of stuff And I think that's why he wasn't picking up your definition, because you changed it too much. So there's that. Okay. Truth to your audience is important. Your audience trusts you to not hurt them. Like, at, at the very least, you have to realize that your audience is watching you because they like you. Yes, I'm sure there are hate watchers in there, but most of them watch you because they like you. A lot of them probably look up to you. A lot of them probably want to be like you or want to be with you because, that's the thing, I'm sure. But, you know, when you went on Riley Grace Shang's show, and or her stream, and you were talking about the debate with Corviday, I get why Cancel Couture thought that you said that you were done with ableism, because I really thought that that was what I heard too. And when they went back and played the actual clip, I could see, okay, well, yeah, the way he worded it, he gave himself some loophole. And at the time, I don't think you meant to give yourself loophole. I think you worded it in the way that I took it and that she took it. I think the way that you were wording it, I think that you meant that you weren't going to be ableist anymore, that you were going to let that go. And I don't think that you were thinking, oh, I'll keep the R slur on the side and I'll keep thinking about that. I don't really think that was in your head. Like, I mean, I know I'm guessing at a lot of stuff here, and you can grill me for that if you want. Uh, I don't know that that's something that you were necessarily thinking about. And the thing is a lot of your audience probably thought like me and like Cancel Couture that that meant you were done, because you stopped. You actually, I think it was the day after your debate with Corviday, I remember the stream that you did. It was actually slightly frustrating because you seemed really bummed that you couldn't be ableist anymore, although it was because you thought that you wouldn't be able to de-radicalize people, and I understood why you'd be bummed about that. I can't find that stream anymore. I think it got a copyright strike, but the point is, yes, I'm familiar with your shit. I feel like a weird ass stalker, holy crap. But I went through and I fact checked a lot of stuff as people were debating you, and that required going through a lot of your old stuff and refamiliarizing myself, which is why, even though I have a bad memory, I can recall this shit. So, again, I fixate when I have a topic I want to cover, and today it's you. So, let's go. Um, you just, you probably gave the impression to your audience that you were done with it. So, when you used it again, I'm sorry, I'm starting to break up a little bit, but I only have one more point and then I'm done. Um, they they were rightfully, I think they were probably, a lot of them, rightfully hurt, because you had said, hey, I am not going to use this again. You can safely watch me and you don't have to worry that this is going to hurt you. And then you did it again, which is, it broke a little bit of trust for me. I know that, even though, again, that's not something that, like, hit me. It hit me because I felt like you were probably hurting a lot of people, and I felt bad for them. I really did, and I was disappointed because I just didn't expect it, honestly. Like, you had gone so long without saying any of it. Um, it was really surprising, and it seems like you're doing it a lot now to, again, I don't know, drum up drama. I'm not sure what your purpose is. I know you can drop the word because I've seen you do it. Like, you can drop it easily, and you keep saying it's a word that you'd like in your debates. It's a word that I should probably get out of my I would probably like to get out of my vocabulary, but somehow you never do. Just make a choice. Either you use it and you're going to use it, or you're not. And you deal with the consequences of if some of the people in your audience leave, or if you get some drama for saying, hey, I'm just going to use this. But be upfront, be truthful, be 100% with people. Like, I will tell you 100% if this helps at all. I use the R slur in my house. I do. Oh, I thought my cat was right there. I call my cats R slurs all the time. And you know when I do it? I do it when they're being goofy or adorable. Like, that is the association that I have. The only other time I generally use it is against myself, and that is using it in the way that it's meant. That is when I'm having a really bad day and my brain isn't working and I just have hit a wall of frustration. But I don't use it outside the house, and it's not like something that just slips out or anything like that. It doesn't. I don't know. I know people have that whole private versus public thing, and I don't say anything else, but as like a show of faith or whatever, yeah, I do use it at home. So, if people have an issue with that, I mostly call myself it in a bad way, so whatever. Oh, and I call my partner it too, but it's when he's being silly. So, I don't know, the association isn't there for me. Except with me, so. And the last thing is guilt by association. This is something that you do a lot. With Corvidae, I know that you guys there was blood on the floor before that. Before you ever got to that debate. I know that. So, this is one of those things where it's like, oh, can you really? But in a debate with Corvidae, you said that he associated with these people. You've seen him talking to these people on Twitter. It sounds a little paranoid, and you can't write people off because of who they talk to. Like, look at Riley Grace Rochon. She is just great at talking to everybody. Like, she really doesn't want to have any drama. Like, legitimately, it's like, I find so few people that are like that. Like, Mix Vivian Wolf is one. She doesn't want drama. That's awesome. That's friggin' awesome. And it's like, RGR, you sit in her chat and you can tell she doesn't want drama. She got a little debate bro for a minute. But she still didn't, like, get, edgelord out of the box or anything like that. And the thing is I honestly didn't think that anybody could, like, make it that way. And RGR's doing a fantastic job. And it's like, hey, I don't want drama either. Like, I like everybody, generally speaking. I mean, there's a couple of people floating around that, like... But for the most part, the people that I've met are all quite nice. And the only reason that they disassociate from me is because of who I associate with. Like, I'm on so many block lists because I follow Vosh, or I follow you, or I follow this woke scold, or whatever. It is so frustrating. I can't talk to anybody on Twitter because I'm, like, on everybody's block list. Dude, like, can we stop with this? It's so weird. Like, and I know you're not the only one that does it. Everybody is like that. That's why I said, like, yeah, I'm on block lists because I follow you guys. So yes, of course, everybody has it. But it sucks. Like, I want to be able to talk to people and just chill and, make friends with who I like and watch who I like without, somebody coming up on my timeline and being like, you think that this person, oh God, I've had the people from both sides, so whatever. So I guess I'm ending this, and I'm just gonna say that for some reason my lighting just changed, and I'm not quite sure why, but I'm gonna end this on the note that I think that you have a lot of good to give. And I think that you have a lot of smarts. Like, you are an intelligent kid. I mean, sorry, I am old. You are an intelligent person, an intelligent guy, an intelligent adult, whatever. It's really hard to say that word tonight. But, things end up, you keep digging in your heels further, man. And it kind of hurts to see. Like, you were growing, and I know you just hit 50K, but you had a growth spurt that was pretty healthy for a little bit, and it seems like it kind of dropped off. And I think it dropped off because you started digging in your heels and you started being more. You started doing the cruelty, but not in debates with Nazis. Like, it seems like you're just pissed sometimes. And sometimes you take it out on people, and it doesn't seem to matter if they're left or right. And that's not doing it to convert people. That's not doing it for the left. That's doing it because you feel bad and you want to, like, get your anger and frustration out. And I mean, there are other ways to do that too. So I don't know. Like, I have no idea if you'll ever see this. If you do, and you ever want to hit me up, I'm on Twitter. I'm sure that, on the same name. I'd be happy to talk to you. I'd be happy to talk to you about anything else, like, ableism wise, that, you might be curious about. I'm not asking to come on your stream or anything. That would be, holy shit, dude. Like, going on Vosh's stream was super, super nerve-wracking. Because there was, like, a bunch of people watching, and, yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I ever get a bunch of people watching me. Probably stop streaming. Like, I'm not that person. I don't crave attention. I want my ideas to have attention. That's it. So, understand that I really tried hard to do this in good faith. I tried to, like, nail down the things that you're doing that aren't necessarily like it's not like some of them are directly your fault, dude. I mean, I know you have to know that. Like, quote tweeting people and shit like that when you don't have to. Yeah, you're starting shit. And, slinging the R slur around, you're starting some shit. Well, like, some of these, I think that you just don't realize it. And, I think that you don't realize necessarily that you have a bad memory, stuff like that. And it's stuff that you can work on. It's stuff that maybe you didn't realize was a problem. Like, I have a lot of shit going on with me that I'm just starting to realize is a problem. And I would never know if nobody pointed it out. Like, that's the weird thing. So, I really hope that any of this could help you. And now I have no idea how to end this, because my phone is up there and I don't have a mirroring thing. And I'm not exactly sure how to save it when I do. So, people that are watching, how do I make sure that this saves to my channel? Or does it just automatically happen when I hit end stream? Anybody? Somebody help me. I feel so awkward. Like I'm waiting. I have 4 people watching me. Yay! Hi. Super exciting. Follow me. I'm also on YouTube at just Fableism. Follow me. Same picture. Like, I'd like to dual stream maybe. I'm a little bit worried about breaking TOS on Twitch, and I'd like to do panels eventually, so I really kind of want to stick to YouTube, but I don't know, man. I can't get my sound to work. Okay, well, shoot. I'm going to try and figure this out while everybody watches. So if somebody wants to tell me how I save this. Wow, I can report myself. Cool. Maybe I can't save this. I don't know. Because I'm not... Can I or can't I? Who the hell knows? Okay, I'm just going to end the stream. I swear to God, if this doesn't save, I'm going to be so mad. Like, spending an hour and 10 minutes talking. Seriously, there's, like, people here. Somebody tell me. Please. Please, I'm begging you. Like, will this save? Like, automatically? Please? Okay. I'm just gonna go for it. I guess. Add social links. Yeah, okay. So, we're gonna take the camera down and hopefully this will save. What is this? Hold on. Perhaps that is not it. Okay. I don't know if that ended or not. It doesn't appear to have. What did it do? Good Lord. Well, that's definitely an angle. Certainly an angle. Sorry, that would be my tripod.